G'day and welcome to Undoing Perfectionism, Reflectionism number 2. So I'm reflecting on the process of recording the covers for Meteora by Linkin Park. It was a good time. Good time. I was hoping to get out this album in the first 3 months of the year, which I have. I just took a few days to get this reflection video up, but I'm on track for doing 4 albums this year, so very keen. So I just rewatched my last reflection video so that I'm not repeating myself with any of the learnings or anything. Interestingly though, everything that I wrote down for this part I didn't actually mention last time. So I'll just recap on the process and what I really enjoyed about it. So basically, this time I started really strong. What I wanted to do this time, one of my goals was just to enjoy the filming part of it a bit more, which I think I did. Like, you can definitely see me rocking out like a little bit more when I'm in front of the camera. But weirdly, as I went along, it became a little bit more stiff in front of the camera towards the later songs. And what I realized is that a lot of the songs were a little bit easier than the first album I did. And what I did that was bad was that I think I told myself, oh, this is easy. And then what that has done has made me not put the work in at the start to then perform better. I was just kind of learning it a little bit quicker, like learning a couple of songs at once and not really giving it the focus. And then in the end, I was like a bit cocky about it. So it ended up making me a little bit more nervous in front of the camera because I was like, oh yeah, this is easy. But then I didn't really learn them properly. Like, I would just do some silly stuff ups, like a chord change or something. I'd just play the completely wrong note. So some of the easier songs, I found that I ended up stuffing up a lot more and having to re-record. So after I've done it 5 or 6 times, I'm getting kind of tired. I'm not really rocking out and grooving as much. So that was one of the big learnings this time, is that if you don't put in the work at the start, it feels like you're more inclined to be more of a perfectionist when it comes to showtime, essentially. So that was a big learning. And basically the main learning as well in my work life, in projects I've learned that putting in that extra effort at the start really helps the rest of the process come along. So as far as perfectionism goes, I think that a lot of it is really your attitude and self-criticism, and when it comes to displaying something or releasing a product or something like that. And I think you can avoid a lot of that by putting in more planning and just work up front, because I think a lot of the perfectionist is you kind of trying to make up for the fact that you really haven't put in all the work that you really need to have done something super sick. So in terms of the songs, similarly to last time, I had a favorite track that I had on the album, and on this album it was Figure 09. Really cool riffs, really enjoyed that song, but I ended up liking Lying From the Inside better. And it's like the riffs are like a little bit simpler, but I just really like the contrast between the clean guitar and the heavy guitar, and it was just really fun to play. Even when I was in front of the camera, playing it 5 or 6 times in a row, I was still like just really enjoyed just playing the song, which was cool. Also, in the song Hit the Floor, there was a really simple riff, but I really liked it. It was the little bridge riff. It just goes... just super simple, but oh man, just the way it transitions into it, and it's just really effective, I think. Um, some of the challenges that I came up across. Um, when I did Somewhere I Belong, the two guitar parts for that song, one of them is like the heavier the heavier notes, and the other guitar plays the lighter notes. So there's those two guitar parts, and I was trying to pick which one to play to make it sound right as a single guitar piece. And I couldn't really decide, so I ended up just kind of figuring out how to kind of play them at the same time in the chords. And you can see I'm playing kind of with these weird shapes. And also the tuning in that song, I was surprised was really bizarre. A tuning I'd not seen before. But it was a really cool challenge to have to kind of work out just a way to make it sound right, I guess. Particularly not on film. It sounded really cool. But yeah, using my phone for the camera is not the best at the moment. So anyway, I'll get back to that. Some other challenges was just obviously COVID-19 is happening, so there's a lot of stuff going on. But yes, like I said, still managed to get the songs out just in time, and hoping to continue doing that now that I am at home more, which is awesome. But overall, again, just happy to have had the process of learning a song and filming it and getting it out there. Was really cool, and yeah, I was surprised how much I feel like I've learnt about process in these last few months. I thought that, interestingly, like reflecting on it now, I thought that maybe that's something that I'd always known, was about that, putting that work in up the front to not be so critical later on. But it was really something that I've learned in the last few months, which is really cool. So next time, I might try and record it into something else and use a video editing software to get some better audio, as I've got a recording set up now. So yeah, I'm going to experiment with that. As you can see, the last couple of videos were recorded in here as I've set up my work desk and that, so things are going to be cool. But yeah, just going to keep kicking on and hopefully learn something new after the next album. And you can just wait and see what that is, because I will have another song up in a few days. Alright, thanks for watching, everyone.